welcome everyone. How you doing? It's Rick. I'm gonna do a painting today, a landscape, and you can watch how I do it. And if you wanna, I'm gonna start selling these now after I'm done with the painting. So if you're interested in it, just let me know. These are going to be exclusive to YouTube users. I won't sell these out at the markets. So I just recently found out that you can use YouTube to promote your paintings. I'm like, all right. Let's promote my paintings, and you can watch them as I paint them. That's kind of cool. I've already been doing that, but I bought a new fan brush yesterday. It's a #1 fan brush. The bristles are pretty stiff, so I think I'm going to like it. It's for making the far away evergreen trees in the painting. Let me get started here. Let me make sure I'm lined up here pretty good. Well, I'm just going to put an undertone on first. So not much is going to happen right away. I think I'm going to go with the yellow. Let's go with a yellow undertone. I'm using Amsterdam paint pretty much, except this undertone's going to be Utrecht Cad Yellow. And I'm going to water it down quite a bit, almost like a watercolor. And just put it on the whole canvas. You get a nice bright yellow tone going underneath the painting. A lot of this yellow might, poke through when the painting's done. It should be really nice. So I guess this is going to end up being, I think, a bright painting. I'll make a nice blue sky with some nice green trees, blue, maybe a blue lake down there or something. You don't have to, I'll give you some tips along the way. I'm just painting this live so you can kind of see my style. And if you like this painting, let me know, because I'm going to start getting rid of them. You better get them now if you're an art collector, because if the channel takes off, they're going to be getting expensive. But they're really cheap right now. You can only imagine if, like, I get a video that goes viral, that painting will be worth some money. So jump on them while you can. Look at that, nice, man, that's going to be a bright, a lot of that's going to get covered, but what it's going to create some kind of nice tone underneath the painting. Sometimes I'll do this before I start the video, but I thought I'd let you see the process and how I do it. Doesn't hurt to see this part. That way you know what you're getting if you end up, you know, wanting this painting. Then you'll have a visual. I upload these videos after I'm done. There we go. All right, we got a nice yellow tone there. See how that looks. Wow, that looks amazing. I'm going to give that a second to dry, and then I'll get started here. I'm going to mix while it's drying. I'm going to mix a little black and white to get my gray for the mountains. When you paint, when you mix the colors, that's where you get your style. Your style comes a lot, has to do with the way you mix your colors and the appearance of the painting. Now, I didn't always used to mix so much, but now I've noticed it's becoming a natural thing, because you can do similar paintings with different colors and they look so different, you know. I did a painting the other day with a blue theme. Let me show you real quick. This is like this one came out great. I think this one's gonna sell. It has a patina color throughout the whole painting. I used this greenish blue that looks like the Statue of Liberty, and I put it in the whole painting. I put some darker on the mountains, different tones, but the whole theme is like a patina color. Doesn't that look cool? You could do stuff like that, or you can paint it to make it look like nature, which is, I like to do that a lot. I like to make it look realistic with a little hint of impressionism in there. I'm going to start with I don't even have any burnt umber down here. So this whole painting is going to be done with Amsterdam. Which is a pretty good acrylic paint. You just got to mix the colors a little. Like I wouldn't use, like I just squirted out some burnt umber, but I wouldn't use it unless I mixed some black in it or some red to give it a different tone. Because the viscosity right out of the tube is never, it won't cover. So you can even put a little bit of white in it too, to help with the way it covers on the canvas. Just little tricks. So I put this burnt umber on my palette, but see, I've already put black in it and I put a little white in it. So it changed it a little bit, but it's gonna lay much better on the canvas rather than if it was right out of the tube. You know what I mean. All right, I'm gonna start with a mountain here, and then I'll lay something out. So usually I do my mountains in like a light gray. Sometimes a darker gray. I used to use, I'm going to put the mountain centered today. Pretty big. I want to have a big, watch how I do my mountains here. They're kind of cool. I put a lot of peaks on there. This is the fun part. I love doing the mountains, man. And you can see how that yellow, if you leave some of that yellow in there, we might be able to get some of that tone to show up underneath. So it depends on how much you cover it. Look at that. Wow. That looks amazing already. I'm going to make my edges really nice and finished. So there's like no rough edges. I want this painting to look real clean. So I just outlined my mountain just so it's really defined up there. Really cool. Ba-da-bap. I gotta throw some yellow ochre down here. I just got back from Salem, Oregon, just outside of Portland, Sunday night. I'm in a couple bands, so we played at a couple vineyards up there. I took a lot of pictures, man, of the Aurora Colony Vineyard, and I took pictures of the Bjornson Vineyard. That's where we stayed. And man, that place was nice. One of my band members was from Portland, and they knew the owners of the Bjornson Vineyards, so that's how we got to play there. I'm going to kind of try and highlight my mountain, how I think it's going to look with some light color up there. Let me get my blender brush. They make these really, this is a number 12 filbert brush. It's only like, like $5 at Michael's, but it's so soft. It's perfect for blending. The bristles are so soft, and I use it more for blending because or putting on the undertone. And then I use the better brush. The expensive brush I use for laying the paint down, the Krejci brush. Look at that. That looks so cool. Big mountain. Let me do a little sketch here in burnt umber. So I always like to have a hill in here. Let's shoot a hill coming down like this. Not so steep today. Then I'll have a hill coming from here. And maybe I'll do the river coming through here today. And shooting over here out the side of the painting over here. Yeah, look at that. So I have a river sneaking through here now. You see that? I think I'm going to have, I'll put some trees maybe coming in off the side here. Just a few trees, and then have some cool clouds up there. So trees here in the foreground, nice clouds. There we go. I got the layout that I want. That looks pretty good. Let me give you a better angle. You don't have to see me in the shot so much. I'll get the painting going up there more. Wow, that looks so cool on that yellow tone. So I got my layout here. Now I can start putting my colors down, and then this is a cool part too now. So I think I'm gonna keep maybe a yellow glow around the mountain, and then I want to have a blue sky for sure, because it's a bright undertone. So I'm gonna mix some blue right now. I think I'm gonna make it really light, and then have I'll put some purple in it as well. Maybe the purple at the top. So you just put some blue in here. I'm going to put a little of this. This is a new color for me. I found it at another art store. They don't have this one at Michael's. It's called Red Violet by Amsterdam. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in my blue that I made. And I should get like a, well, it was going to be purple, but I accidentally got a little bit of brown in it. So now it's going to be a really bright purple. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-da-ba. I like when some of that green is showing up in the sky. It really looks cool, believe it or not. When you get a little greenish color going on in there. That's why I put the yellow undertone. I mean, this is pretty dry already, but it's going to mix a little bit. It'll mix a little bit with the yellow, but I'll leave a little bit of the yellow showing around the mountain, I think. There's going to be trees there. Let me see if this will blend. It's so watered down. I'm going to try and get it to blend a little better. It's going to be covered with clouds, so don't worry. Cool. I'm just trying to get the idea of the color down there first. It'll be a little brighter blue than that. I'm going to put some trees up here now. Just kind of poking in the side here. This is sap green. I'll highlight it. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-da-ba. Yeah, we played at the Aurora Colony Vineyard in Salem. Or no, it was in Aurora. Just outside of Salem, outside of Portland. But they, after we were done playing, they gave us all a free bottle of wine. Any bottle that we wanted. But I don't drink much anymore, so I gave my bottle to Lisa. She got to pick one. Doesn't that look cool so far? I have a tree coming in on both sides. I'll be right back. I gotta shut the garage door. I left it open. Alright, I'm back. I usually don't paint this early because I'm usually getting off of work and getting ready for band practice. I don't know if I'm going to practice today because I know Lisa wants to practice, but my voice is still scratchy from the weekend. We played for 2 hours on Saturday, and we played for 3 hours on Sunday. Then we had to drive back to Seattle. This is that brush I'm talking about, the Forenzi. It's really nice. It's almost like a bristle brush. It's pretty stiff for acrylic paint. But I like it because it kind of leaves, gives it some texture. Kind of get some trees coming in from the side here. Kind of helps fill the painting in. Cool. It's looking pretty good. I think down, I'm going to do this in a little bit, but I'm going to do the mountain first. Look at all these peaks I get here. So I love doing the mountains there. I think one of my favorite parts of the landscape. Because I can make it look any way I want. Look at that. I did that in less than a minute. I gave that mountain dimension already. I like to really spread my mountains out. It looks better when you widen the bottom out like this, because you know the mountains, they go around the back side. You don't see the back side, so you gotta imagine how it curves, you know, around. I'm going to use, I notice if you use a certain color, grayish blue, it makes it look just like the shadow. Watch this. I'll try and mix it just right. I think I'll blue and white. Looks like a little purple's getting in there, but that's all right. You mix, here I'll show you what I'm doing. You want to get this shadow color to look really cool. So I mixed my blue and white here. You get a light blue. But now you got to put a little gray in it. Just a little bit. And it's going to like dull it down a little bit. Still blue, but it's a bluish gray, and it's going to really look like this is the shadow side of the mountain. Watch this. I'll start on the tall peak here, and put this gray color right next to the white, but don't touch the white. Keep your white up there, don't go over the white. You just come up right next to it. That's how I do it. It's going to look good, watch. I'm creating the shadow side of the mountain right now where the sun's not hitting. You can use any color here, but just put a little gray in it. Just a little gray. Like if you use purple, that's good. You can use purple, but put a touch of gray in it so it ends up looking like a shadow, okay? Like it's in the shadow. Doesn't that look cool? Let me zoom into this mountain while I do it so you can see how I do it. There we go. Now, you see I already put the white on first. Now I'm just going to come up right next to the white. And pull this color. You don't have to cover all this underneath. I like to leave some of the gray so it gives the mountain some more character, but just underneath the white here, even on the part where it's coming horizontal, because it's going to make this look like a cliff here. See how cool that looks? Wow. That's amazing. So what I'm gonna, if you just joined in, nobody was on at the beginning when I was talking, but I'm gonna start selling these now. So if you're an art collector, I'm not gonna sell this. The ones I do on the YouTube, I'm not gonna sell them at the markets. I'm just going to sell them exclusively to people that watch on YouTube. So this will be the first one, I guess. That way if you get a painting and then you can watch the video on how I made it. Pretty cool, actually. Now, if you wanna, I'm gonna lighten up the color a little bit for back here. So I get a different tone of bluish gray in there. Man, I really dig that. I'm really liking that. So acrylic paint is different than oil. If this was oil, I would be using a mop brush here. But since this is acrylic, I'm using a wet brush. So that way I can blend the lower portion together. But a lot of people probably don't know that if you're just starting out, you can still blend your acrylic paint, but you got to use a wet brush very lightly. It softens it up. You see how it softened all this up down here? Wow. It's really looking good so far. It's an awesome mountain. Really awesome mountain. Now, I think I'm going to use yellow ochre down here with a little burnt umber in it. Just like what I started with. And then I'll lighten it up a bit with some white. Just down here in the valley. This is the valley here. Looks so cool. All right, I'm going to continue down. I should have finished my painting before I did the mountain. But I'm going to put I guess a brown hill right here. Let's put a brown hill here. Look at that. Just putting the idea down. There'll be more colors I'll put on top of that. This, I'm going to do green around the water. This is going to be water in here, so I'm going to put some light green down here. Maybe more on the yellowish green. So what I'm going to do is take a lot of yellow and then just a dab of green. And really make it like a light green here. Then I'll darken it up down here. I'm really taking my time on this one. It's going to end up looking like a really clean, like a really clean landscape. Like, you're going to be able to tell I took my time on it. It's going to have a lot of different tones of green in there. Shadows. This side I'm going to do, let me see, I'll just keep it green, like a green hill up here. Coming down to the water here. Trying to make it look like it's round here. Cool. And my water, I'm gonna make it like this darkish gray that I used on the side of the mountain there. It's blue, but it's a bluish gray. Wow. I'm really liking this one. I don't even have the trees in there yet. Or the bushes. I'm going to have some big trees in here. Some bushes and some rapids. Water rapids. I don't have my phone on, so I can't see who's watching right now, if anybody's watching. I don't know if anybody'd be watching this early because it's everybody's probably still at work. Let's see, I got 2 people watching. Hey! Ilo, I see you. Marianne. Ellie's here too. Right on. I use just water when I put down this first layer because the brushes sit in water, so I ran out of paper towels. I usually dry it. Here, I found some. I usually dry my brush, but I didn't have any napkins, so sometimes, yeah, it looks like it's got water on the brush, but I'm gonna put more. This is just the first layer of paint. I just got done laying all this down. Cool. It's looking really good. The mountain's done because I did that with a knife. Wow. Let me get this crazy world spinning. There I am. Hey, everybody. All right. So I looked up on the internet, and I'm able to promote my artwork. So I haven't done it for a year and a half. So I think I'm allowed to say, hey, I can sell my paintings now. It's what I read. I read it on Google. So Google's a part of YouTube, so it's got to be true. They said I could use YouTube as a to promote my artwork, so that's what I'm doing now. So if you're an art collector and you really want to have one of these paintings that I do live, just let me know. I know Ellie already commissioned a painting. Do 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 do. Let's see. I think I want to put a different color underneath there. Maybe like, let's see. I think this brown might look good. Make some brown clips in here. A little on the dark side there. Right on, Ellie. I'm glad you're able to watch today. I know you probably work a lot. Yeah, I want to also thank Peter. Peter supported me for a couple months as a member. That was awesome. Thank you, Peter. And then I got Peggy. Peggy in there. Her name is Allie. She's a member. You're the Peter kind of dropped out, Ellie, so you're the only member I got now. And I appreciate it. Any little bit helps out, because I mean, you know how expensive the canvas is, and I was gonna start doing these on paper, but it was just didn't look the same. So because the paper would have been cheaper. You could get like 100 pieces of paper and just do it on paper, but it didn't look right. Let's see. How's that? I see the chat now, yeah. If somebody wants to buy this when it's done, if you like it, you'll have to send me an email, okay? Let me write it down. It's really easy to remember. But I am going to start selling them. I've been painting them for a year and a half now. I never really, because I sell some of them at the markets here in Seattle. Uh, but we can't sell until the summer. Next month is when it starts. So all through the winter, I pretty much paint during the winter, and then I try and sell the artwork in the summer. There's my email. Real easy to remember. Paint with Rick. I came up with that name like a year and a half ago, and it's like now it's my Google email. Let me I'll turn the chat on my phone so I can see it directly. Live, right there. There we go. LM10. All right, you'll be the first one to buy it on. Well, no, Ellie actually she commissioned a piece, but I put I put I put I put the date on the back, the day it was uh, painted on YouTube. All that information will be on the back. All right, thanks, LM10. I'll look for your email. Cool. So it looks like LLM is like interested in this piece, but don't count yourself out. I still got to get an email from that person. I don't even know who it is. So I'm getting in about a week. I'll be able to take debit cards, credit cards. I have Venmo. I don't have PayPal though, but I did get a. It's called a Clover Go. The bank is going to send it to me, and I'll be able to take credit cards and debit cards. And it's I had to open up a business account to get that, so it's all legit. We put some bushes in here now. I bought 2 new fan brushes. I didn't realize I bought a smaller one so I could make some smaller trees back here. Let me try it. I tried this one yesterday. Let's put some trees back there with this brush. I kind of want the trees to look like they're going off into the distance here. Off that way. And then coming up this hill. And that look cool? Like it's going off. Is that close enough? Is the view close enough for you now? I don't know who's asked that. What was the name of that brush that I like, Ellie? Was Simply something, right? They don't have them at Michael's where I work anymore. So I tried to go to the other art store yesterday to find it. But they didn't have it either, but they had this as a Royal Lang nickel. I mean, you know what I noticed they started putting on the brushes now, that they're good for oil or acrylic. They didn't used to do that. They just started doing that recently. But you know, if you paint with oil, your brushes have to be, you can't use a really thin brush on oil. It won't work. You gotta have, it has to have bristles. Because the oil's a lot, you know, thicker than acrylic. This is coming out good. Oh, you want it closer? Marianne? I don't know how much closer I can make it. It'll be out of the shot. That's filling up the whole camera for me. How's that, Marianne? Whoops, I lost my... All right, there, that looks pretty close. I mean, it's filled up in the whole camera, so... I just got to make sure it's in focus, because... Looks like it's in focus. It looks good in my phone, so... So now I'm using no water at all, okay? This is strictly paint, no water. No water. I'm going to try this brush out real quick. See if it makes an evergreen tree. Yeah, works pretty good. This is the smallest one I think you can get. It's like a number 1. Royal nickel. Unless they have a 0. Look at that. Man, this is coming out pretty good. I gotta fix the sky, but I'm working on this right now. I'm gonna put some shrubs around the river and line the river now. Really small shrubs down here. Not too big. That's how you can get some bushes done really quick like. Kind of like that. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. It's time for a big tree here. Try this brush out. Kind of want to make it wide. A little wider at the bottom here. If you do this, if you run over a dark color, just get some light green, a very light green, and then highlight the one side of this tree like this. Do it while it's wet, because then it mixes into the darker color. Okay, see that? Lots of different ways you can do it, but I usually lighten these up first before, but I like them dark. I'll put a little highlight on these like this, just so you can see the one side of the tree. Just like that. Nothing fancy. Boo. I think I gotta highlight these trees up here now. Wow, I can't believe I got more people watching. Oh, good. I'm glad you can see it now, Marianne. This is looking pretty good. I think I want another tree here. I never do enough. Like just to give that tree a friend. Same thing, I'm going to highlight that tree now with the light color. while it's wet. And the color will blend inside of it, inside the dark color. Wow. This new brush is good. It's I didn't realize I had this number 1 till today because I bought 2 of them. One was smaller than the other one. This is the one I used yesterday and it was too long. This one's the right size like my old brush, so it works pretty good. It works like my old fan brush does. I kind of like it because it's got a long handle on it too. It's got some grip on it here. I think once I break it in, it's going to get even better. So I like it. I like it. I like it. I want to put some trees right here now. So this is why I needed a smaller brush for these type of trees like this that are kind of further back. I didn't have a good enough brush to do this with. To put those like trees that are midway in the painting. It's a Royal Lang Nickel brush, so I'm hoping it lasts a little while. I actually had to go to an art store to buy it, so you know those art stores are always a little more expensive than Michael's. Look at that. Wow. This is really coming out good. Let me put some bigger bushes down here so I can put some highlights on them. Oh, I get to do a reflection in the water here. This one's going to take some time, I think. Guess what, Daniel? I found out that I can sell these on YouTube. I mean, I can promote my artwork. I mean, I looked it up. It said it was okay to do it, but so somebody was in here before you got in and wanted to buy this one already. I wasn't even halfway done with it yet. I'm going to put a shadow in this water here. That look cool already? This is where the magic happens when you go across it this way. Wow. That looks so cool. I put too much white. All right, looks good though. Looks good. Do 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 do. I kind of like that. The water's like I did put blue down here, but it's soaked in because you see I had this yellow undertone, so the blue kind of soaked into the yellow, and now it's got this weird yellow color. But I think I'm gonna leave it. I don't know what color that is. Yep, maybe. I was saying at the beginning, like, you better get these while they're cheap, because like because once if one of these go viral, then it's gonna be hard to get a hold of a painting, you know. I mean, that's if that happens, you know. I'm gonna try and highlight these trees. This is where I have my problems. I'm gonna do this one first because this side I can do easily enough. I'm gonna start with like a light green. Let me see. That's light enough. Okay. So I'm going to put some dark color back up here so I can kind of mix the colors together. Just put some dark green up here. Now I'm going to highlight it with the light green and try and get it to like maybe mix in a little bit. Dark green. And then light green. Something like that. I think that'll work. I'll just put some highlights up here now to make it stand out just a little bit. I kind of like that. Put a little white, a little bit of white on my brush. I tried to do yellow the other day, and I didn't like the yellow in there. I kind of like a white better. Do 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 do. Wow, I really like that. This almost looks like I could make this a ledge here and swooping down back in there. I kind of like that. Let me do that. You see what I mean? I'll put like a ledge up here. And then I'll swoop it down like like that. It's kind of cool what your eyes see. Sometimes I think the top needs to be a little lighter. I think darker. Needs to be darker. Let's make it dark, and then if it's too dark, I can lighten it up. There we go. That looks better. Better. Much better. Everything's better. A blue bonnet on it. All right, I'm kind of liking this. Yeah, everything's looking good. I like the tone, the color of the trees in the back are really dark. But I better do the clouds now, huh? Where am I at on time? This is a long painting. I'm gonna try the new fan brush for the clouds. Let's see if it works good. Here's the old one. I'm gonna try I could tell this brush it's kind of not, I don't know if it's good quality. It's already kind of getting kind of flimsy, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is stroke clouds up here, and I'll have to redo the purple and blue around it, because this is just a light tone. There's a little brown in this white. Hopefully it doesn't mess it up. Let me do a cloud coming from here up to the middle. Yeah, it's not as, this brush isn't as stout as my old one. Let me get the smaller one and see if that works better. It's a stained brush, but it's smaller. It's a number 1. See if it works. Nope. So it doesn't work the same. It's a little softer than my other one. So I'm still on a quest for finding the right fan brush. makes the clouds look a little different, but do 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 do. I'll have to finish it with this brush. Although I don't like this brush for clouds. It's kind of flimsy. It's the problem I usually have with acrylic fan brushes. They're flimsy as well. But it's getting the job done. It's getting the job done. Here, I'll get my old brush and show you the difference. So I want to layer some clouds here. Do 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 do. Not bad. Not bad at all. Just gonna try and fill the whole sky in here with clouds. Wow. I should have just used this brush. This brush, I know it's getting old, but it still does good clouds. So look how flat that water looks right here. Doesn't that look flat? Looks like glass. I think I got to drop a waterfall here because this land is higher. Watch, I'll use the new brush for this. It should work. Because I don't need it to be exactly... No, it doesn't even work for that. Get my old brush. because the bristles a little waterfall there. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna have to end it. It's getting pretty late. I'm gonna end up having bushes down here, maybe with another big tree over here. But I'll have to finish it later. I'm already at an hour and a half. Look how cool that looks. This is Amsterdam paint. I mixed a lot of it. I mixed like 3 different colors in each color. Well, I'll let you guys know if LM10 ends up emailing me. Let's see what his name was. Yeah, LM10. He's going to try and buy it, he said. Daniel, see you later. Ellie, see you later. If I don't go to band practice, I'll probably do another painting here pretty soon. But I won't know until I call Lisa back. Right on. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. I might see you later.